Welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm Coach Lyndon.
I'm Amy.
And this is Coach's Corner. We help people change their relationship with food and fitness, and we do that by using all the knowledge we've gained over our time living on the planet Earth.
Ooh.
If you like this video, like it, share it. Make sure you hit the notification button and subscribe. That way you get everything as it comes in. Yes? So, we were talking about types, and M didn't get the joke, which leads me to think about all the times that we miss those small, subtle things that make such a big difference. Or some people would refer to it as hypervigilance, which can be a byproduct of PTSD. Okay, so we've been looking at a lot of different things, a lot of different angles, and we always look at things from mental, physical, and spiritual. So today, I would like to talk about being comprehensive. What does that look like for you, physically, spiritually, and mentally? What do you think?
Yeah.
Start with physically.
Being comprehensive.
Being comprehensive.
Comprehensively physical.
So.
Bam!
Okay. Woo!
Caught him off guard.
You did catch me off guard. I'm like, thinking about comprehension.
I'm gonna give you the definition.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll go.
Comprehensive, by definition in the dictionary, is complete, including all or nearly all elements or aspects of something.
Bird. I was thinking all-encompassing, right?
Which is pretty
yeah.
close.
Yeah.
That's
Got
it.
you.
Let's go with it.
Physically comprehensive.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, so I mean, a lot of what we're doing here is trying to like fill in those gaps, because I think that probably the biggest thing people forget is the nutrition portion, right?
100%. Yes.
Because I feel like, and everybody can probably resonate where they're like, I'm doing the things, I'm getting up, I'm working out, I'm moving my body, I'm counting my steps or whatever the hell else you're doing to track physically what you're doing, but focusing on the fuel is something that people either don't think about, don't want to think about, or ignore on purpose. Like,
also that.
I think that is a big miss in a lot of people's journey. This is really thinking about what you're consuming to give you the strength to complete your physical tasks. So
I like it.
that is, and it's a big job. I'm not gonna lie, it's a big job to keep yourself fed with quality food that is like actual fuel and not putting, I don't know, water in the gas tank, which is good for your gas tank, but not a car's gas tank.
Heard it here first. Fact.
Don't put water in your car.
Don't put water in your gas
definitely
tank.
water your body.
Over the top of your head. It goes in your mouth, not on the top of your head. Let's go.
Okay. I think that since you talked about food, I'm gonna go with physical balance. Really, if it's comprehensive, it has balance in it. It has working hard, resting, stretching, lifting, running, whatever different things you do, different modalities to make your physical movement comprehensive, and to provide that rest to also refuel. But not going too extreme in either direction. So yeah, comprehensive to me means balance.
Well,
I like it.
Sweet.
yeah. I mean, I would actually, this is one of the first times where I think I don't have anything to add to a statement that is encompassing. That's an all-encompassing statement. Balance is the name of the game. Most people we use the 12 components of fitness for people's balance. There's a couple different things that come with that, but all of it leads to being a more complete individual on a physical level. Again, can you pick up something heavy if you need to? Can you move as quickly as possible from one side of the room to the other? Can you get all the way off the floor from a prone position? Can you lay down into a prone position, right? And this is all this stuff is about moving and feeling your absolute best. So I think it's really, really big in general that you do create balance. I like to say, do the thing you hate the most. Like, put that into what you do to be better. And the physical part is exactly that. If you hate working legs, guys, work your legs. Ladies, you hate working your upper body, but you want to look good in a summer dress, you need to work your upper body. It's really, really simple. It's just that most people don't want to do it, okay? And I'm finding that to be more of a thing the more time passes, is that more people want to avoid the thing. Like there's so much trauma around food, and it's interesting the levels of trauma, right, that come with it. So a lot of the times you should eat a thing, but maybe your parents made you eat your food or your vegetables at the table, and it just kind of brings up a bad feeling for you. There's nothing wrong with that happening, but find something else. Like find something else that does something similar, so that way you don't feel so bad, right? It is about balance for sure, which leads us into the mental piece, right? Comprehensive on a mental level, everything for me is going to probably follow the same thing, which is do the thing you don't want to do. And a lot of that is going to be like on a mental level. I see people who want change very, very badly, but they refuse to do the thing that brings them change, right? New Year's resolutioners come to mind. You should go to the gym, right? But if you see a New Year's resolutioner, they're like, man, I don't have any, I just wasn't doing anything because I didn't know what to do. And then they go to the gym and they don't know what to do. It's the same thing in a different location. There's no change, right? And those are the people who end up quitting because they don't know.
The Planet Fitness commercial that has been running, that's like, it's on my time and my terms, and I was like, how's that fucking working out for you? Like, I'm just gonna go to the gym whenever I want and do whatever the hell I want, and it's gonna be great. I was like, that sounds like failure.
The bars here.
They put the circuit. They actually have a circuit in some of the Planet Fitnesses that people do, and they're like, man, I feel so great. I was like, but you don't change, right? And then you're mad about not changing, right? And you're like, I don't understand. I keep going to this place. Yeah, but a place doesn't change you, you change you. And it does start upstairs. So I think about that. I think about that theme of not mastering the mind, but creating discipline enough to do the things you don't like to do so you actually change.
Yeah.
That just made me think of how low the bar is. Like
how low the bar is?
Like some people are in a place that they need
like 75 hard.
Just to get to the gym is step one, right? Like leave your house, go to the gym. Okay, I went there. That could be like you had a guy that you helped that it was just like get there. The big dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like just get there. And that was an accomplishment. And then, work out and then push yourself. And then like it's the scaffolded, constantly building up to, which I think with any type of learning, you can forget like where the bottom was.
But you need to know what type of learner you are. Like you can't be like, I treat a lot of stuff that when I work with people, I treat people like, again, you have to know if you're an addict or not, right? If you're addicted to things, then changing your addiction can actually serve you, right? Addicted to drugs usually doesn't work out very, very well. But if you're addicted to personal development and growth, no one's gonna bat an eye if you continue to want to be better, right? But either one can feel, invasive for other people. Like, again, maybe you ostracize a lot because you're trying to self-improve and you realize that certain spaces don't give you what you want. So the person I was helping, again, he was a person who needed incremental steps. Some people just need to do the thing. Like you need a whole plan before you go, and you should have that set up. So it really is, you got to know yourself well enough to even know what you got to do, right? Which is why I say look at what you don't know, right? Or like if it gives you a reaction of, oh, I don't want to do that, it's probably going to be one of the big things that helps you grow. I know for a fact for me that was consistency. My friends went all the time. We played basketball all the time. But as soon as somebody was like, yo, let's go to the weight room, I was like, yo, this is boring, right? I used to be in there and be like, I don't even, and they're like, bench press, because that's all they wanted to do was bench press. And to me, that's boring, right? Like, I'm like, if this is all we're going to do the whole time we're here, yeah, we'll do some pull-ups. All right, great, right? And that's it. So I was bored, but I wasn't bored because the exercises were bad. I was bored because I thrive better with incremental steps and planning. That's how I work. So for me, that was the key, was like leaving that space and finding a plan that I would follow, right? And that started with a mentor for me. So that's what, I would recommend to anybody. And for clarity, I didn't hire a personal trainer when I started. I actually bought a plan. And then I followed the plan the best I could, realized that I had goals bigger than what the plan was giving me, then I hired a personal trainer, right? Like I was just having trouble getting there. So I know I'm in a field where everybody's like pushing how much you should hire a coach. Ironically, I think you should do what you need. So if you're not going to do it and you know that, hiring a coach makes sense. Didn't mean to hijack your moment.
I don't feel hijacked. I think that was an add-on. That was an ad. Yeah. Anyway, it just made me realize how many people are maybe starting at the bottom there. But yeah, to your point, before I came here, I didn't really know what I needed. And I was trying all sorts of things that weren't working over time. And I needed community, I think would be the biggest thing that I needed to get to a level I'm at now where that commercials sound crazy to me, right? Yeah, I think it was a good ad. Mentally comprehensive, same thing as physical for me, is still balance.
Yeah.
One follows the other to me.
Yeah, well, like in the 75 Hard, I think that there's too many books right now, but the idea of building the mental toughness that kind of propels out to the physical toughness. Yeah, those are incredibly linked for me. One begets the other. So having balance in your mind, again, rest, working hard, pushing yourself, constantly pushing yourself to be better, and at the same time having like loving care for yourself, I think is so important. And that is what allows it to show externally. Yeah.
Word. Balance. Yeah, I think what comes to mind for me, a big part for the mental comprehension is that ability to self-reflect, right? To really honestly be able to look at yourself, because I think it is easy to lie to yourself.
100%.
It's easy to be like, oh yeah, well I do that. I'm going to the gym. I'm doing stuff. But like you said, it's like, okay, is it all arms? Is it all arms and you're walking around on toothpicks and you're like, no, this is great. I work my legs because I walked here. But, you know, and it's like, oh, okay. I think that one of our biggest, I don't know, self-reflection is, I think, can be a really big hole that people have where they don't have the ability to self-reflect honestly. And I think that's a huge part of your like that, being able to have mental comprehension, right? To be working your mind to give it balance, right? To give balance, you have to be able to reflect and see, where am I weak? Where are my flaws? Where am I discomfort that I don't want to push into? And are you really being honest about it? You're like, no, that's fine. That's fine. I don't hate that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that it is because you can get stuck. You can get stuck being like, yeah, I love lifting, but I can't put my socks on, you know? So there's no balance
facts.
there.
Definitely know what that's like.
Can't
Definitely
put
know
my
what that's
socks
like.
on.
Yo, you think that's funny, but that is an actual truth
There's
for
a lot,
so many guys I know.
What?
Yes, I know a guy. I used to train. His name is Dane, and Dane, something happened to him a while back where he had chronic back pain. But if you put him in a gym, he's picking 400 up off the ground. But he can't. I'm telling you, leaning over to do this was impossible.
Or like
for him.
sitting on the ground with your feet in front of you to touch your toe.
Yeah,
Like, you know, you
that's
see
actually
a
hard
lot
for
of
me to
men
do.
Like have that.
It's hard for me to do.
Inability to like really get into the hips to
Correct.
really move through there.
Because we are not told to like. That's a bigger thing, right? That leads into the spiritual piece, but there's a lot of people who have trouble accessing their hips, and then there's people who are almost told that you don't have hips. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and that piece right there it's a big problem. So the first time you try to when you watch a lot of ego lifters, they use their backs. Not their legs, right? And then they wonder why their legs won't grow. Like they're getting stronger, but those are the same people who wear belts and straps and everything else, and then their quality of life actually decreases instead of improving, right?
So not using what the body has to support. It's outside support being brought in to give you what.
And in so many spaces and places, we're told that outside support is the only way. That's not true.
Chalk,
it's
gloves,
not true.
all that other stuff that people ask about in here. We're like, yeah, we're not here for that.
I think it throws people off, right? If I just had some gloves, you're not gonna have gloves. Yeah, my hands are getting a little messed up. That's a good thing. It means your hands were way too soft and you are actually unable to hold anything.
Right.
Like it's like learn, let the actual lesson be the lesson, so you get to grow from what happens to you, right? And one of my lessons was not being able to touch my damn toes. I couldn't put my hands standing up past my knees without they're like completely stuck. And I'm like, yo, there's no way that we should be that tight. And again, to most people, I would have been considered strong at that point, right? But I couldn't pick up my son and play with my son. Like my daughter was little, I couldn't pick up my daughter. Like that makes no sense, right? I'm not doing anything that requires me to not be able to move like a robot through life. Like I don't need to be able to do that, right? So I always think about that. It is very true.
Yeah.
Spiritual. Let's powwow the spiritual.
It's functional training.
Functional training is spiritual?
Functional
Well, I think
training.
the balance there
I was
is,
just going from your...
Functional training.
Balancing, I'm thinking like light and dark, you know?
Hell yeah.
Balancing
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
because I think that's a huge part of
100%.
being able to like move with consistency through the difficult pieces. Because January is an easy one. Yeah, let's go to the gym, my time, my terms, whatever I want. We're doing it. And it's not to say that somebody couldn't go and be like, yeah, I'm going on when I want to go and I'm doing what I want to do. That's totally fine. But is it comprehensive?
Right. Does it make you complete?
Does it make you complete?
Is
And
it really
it
what you
complete?
want?
Yeah.
Well,
I do think
that is crazy. That's facts.
Yeah.
You were gonna say? You do
I was
think?
just going to say, I think spiritually, you know, when you're thinking about what you're consuming, who you're being surrounded by, like having balance there, right? Because if you're, I don't know, surrounded by only negativity, that's probably going to be hard for you to move through the difficult times. You'd be like, yeah, well, this sucks, you know, because and everybody around you is echoing that, right?
Yeah,
So,
or saying nothing at all,
or
which is
nothing,
just as
yeah.
bad. Like, that's just as bad.
so you're like, yeah, it's dark in here. And they're like, let's get those blackout curtains and put our head under the covers.
Make it worse.
Yeah.
Right?
Suffocating yourself.
Well, and then, you know, the opposite is like too much light is like, okay, you don't need yes people around
Now you're just
you.
blind.
Yeah.
Now you're blind.
Yeah.
No one can see anything.
In both cases, you end up in the darkness.
In both cases, you end up unable to see.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That's the most important. Yo,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's crazy, right? Right? And again, you play with spiritual, and on a spiritual note. Like again, I believe that the universe or God or whatever you believe in is always talking, and to me, there's a big context clue there, right? Something that rubs you the wrong way in a season that's about to be hard is a preparation, right? And if you don't realize that, then you will miss it. And when you miss it, you won't be prepared, right? The moments where I have been the most, like I can just move and do the thing. Most people are like, how do you keep going? Like for the last 2 months, I've been fucking killing myself, right? Killing old me so the current me could do what I need to do, right? And I think on a spiritual note, we avoid it. That's why I don't say we work out. That's why I say we train, right? That's my whole mentality. My mentality is preparation. I don't know what it's for, but it should be for something. And we were in here this morning. I'm laughing because we were in here this morning and John and them were like, yo, what got into you? What is happening? And I was like, God, I said, I don't want to get up this morning. God woke me up and told me to be great. I was like, so that's all I'm going to do today. I was like, I don't know what that means. I'm a little scared to even do this, but we're going to try, right? And I think when you do that, when you become a person who does that and other people see that, they then start to admire the light, right? Some people become, when admiration comes jealousy, with admiration comes love, hate, the kindness, the mean, like all of it. And that's not, if you're someone who is doing something for you to improve you, what people take from it is not your problem. Right? It's the whole thing. I mean, if it's really for you, not some selfish thing where you're hurting other people, but like going to the gym and working on yourself. Again, who are you hurting? Who are you not taking care of? And in those moments, right? And if they say you're not, then maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe taking care of someone else never gave you time for self, right? Could be the thing that you've been missing from your entire life. So I've always looked at circles as amendable, living, breathing things. And the people who are in it are supposed to be the people who support me. Not what I'm doing at the time, not how I feel me. And again, to comprehensively support me means sometimes it's going to be good. Sometimes you are going to affirm what I'm doing because it's a good thing. Sometimes you'll add an idea. Then there'll be times where you literally have to tell me I'm not going in the right direction. If you're not willing to do that, we're not real friends. We're not community for real.
Yeah.
Right? Which is what you were talking about with the yes men. So I think if most people took the time to love self first and then use that as a way to love others, they would see that their circles automatically change.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to do anything. I've never removed a person from the space ever. Ever. They always leave on their own if they're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And I think that's crazy important. And I'm talking clients, trainers, the whole nine. Like, it's just being self. Again, people can't stand with it if they can't stand with it. Whether it's a positive or negative thing, that's not for me to decide.
I think that's like such a rare thing and something that is like sacred almost, you know, to be able to have a space that it like takes care of itself in that way, you know, like
a
if
forest.
you can't, like if you can't be here, then you won't, because you just can't, you know. It's like that idea of like there's too many things being there's too many lights being shined, like shined
like it.
on me,
Shone.
Shine. They're shining.
Just say shone.
Shining?
Don't be
There you go. I
shoning
was
me.
like, how do I use English?
Shamo.
Languish.
How do I use English right now? But
languish.
yeah, it's that, you know, I think there is, because I don't think a lot of those places exist. I think it is very like, especially where we're at now, everything's like canceled. You're fucking canceled. Get out, you know? And it's like, that just feels it just feels wrong, you know, to cancel people, to throw people away.
Facts.
How do we do that? But
Facts.
you know, having a space that takes care of itself in that way, where it's like, you'll know if you can't be here, and then you just won't be. You know, I didn't ask you to not
Exactly.
come. You were like, man, I just can't go there anymore.
I think I'm gonna skip going.
Yeah.
And the day becomes two become three,
Yeah.
three becomes a week, like real fast.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's a good thing. If there is a space that's not for you, you should find a space that is. It's not about, you know, like I was saying earlier, I was like, there's no love loss when someone leaves. Like, sure, it can hurt your feelings, but for me, I've learned that the biggest part of being a great relationship is forgiveness, right? Holding on to things until you can't go forward it's not going to help either one of you. Hence the reason why you should forgive. And I'm not saying forget, I'm saying forgive. You know, if you hurt me once in one way, and I doesn't mean I have to let you hurt me in the same way again. It just means that I'm moving past holding that grudge or holding that against you, because I want to say it was Gandhi who said it. Said holding hate in your heart is like you drinking poison and expecting them to get sick.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
That's
And I
where
was
sickness
like,
comes from.
that's
It's
a
like,
fact, right? Yeah. There's
That hate.
so many times where in my own life where before I knew better, I would be like, yeah, I don't talk to them, bump them, and they're just living their life. They're just doing whatever they're doing. They look like they're having a good time. And I'm like, yeah, I never talk to that person, right? I've got my face all snarled up. I feel gross, you know what I'm saying? Like all the things in between, and they're just moving on, not even trying to think about it at all. So again, hating your heart on a spiritual level will now allow you to be who you are called to be, to be fully yourself. And that's why when people, as we do our best to lead in a way that shows people we're just being ourselves, other people see that and then go, I want that, or I can't handle that.
Yeah.
And that's fine by me. Yes? Not about and I think that's actually why we have a very, very diverse community.
Yeah.
Right? Our community being so diverse, it blows people's minds, right? To see Tamor here the other night was like, I was like, oh, he was like, yeah, I heard you were going to teach. And again, this is where you don't even really recognize how you're affecting people, but they want to see you shine, right? So it's like one of those moments. I need something. I see you have it. I'd like to have it for myself. And it just creates this beautiful atmosphere. Like last night's class was an atmosphere of, if you ever asked me if I'd have been standing in front of a bunch of, folks that do not look like me.
Yeah.
And been like, and having them, like having all of us smile, having a good time, really having open and even being able to have intimate moments with those same people, I would not have agreed. I'd have been like, nah, that's not really my thing.
Can't be possible.
Right, because I had limited where I was years ago because of how I was told things are, right? So the moment you let go of that stuff, again, you can let go of all those things, those harbors, those resentments. You can let go of those borders that somebody else tried to draw for you. Again, no one can tell you how to be comprehensively yourself. So until you let that stuff go, you can never really figure out who you are. And I think that's been my biggest thing. Both of you have probably experienced that from me, where you'll be like, well, what about this? I'll be like, I don't know. I don't know, because it's your thing. And then to tell someone who they are is not cool. I can tell you what I see, but telling someone who they are, I feel like it's a bad look, right? So I try not to do it myself. And I think everybody needs that. Again, only you can figure out who you are.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Want to end it? Let's end it. Thank you so much for joining us. If you'd like to learn more about us or join our community, do you want to answer? Do you want to answer? Great. So move on.
It's like earlier.
Do you want to answer?
No,
do you want to answer? No, let's wait.
What you got? Spiritual
Just made me
comprehension.
remember
Go.
the conversation with Cora. Did I even talk yet? I think I did.
I don't know. I'm not keeping track. I'm just doing me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. I don't want to say anything.
Now you don't want to say
I
anything?
definitely don't. I definitely don't.
But everybody out there is booing you. You hear them?
Wow, I think it might just be you right now. It might just be my friend Amy.
If you put your head up like this, it might release some of the heat from your head.
No,
Help you
thanks.
think.
No,
No tea kettle?
No, you
All right.
go right ahead.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah.
You sure?
I'm so sure.
No, I really want you to say
like
what you want to say.
100% sure.
Okay.
Yep.
You want to take us out?
No.
What? Nothing now? Sad.
Do it.
So sad. I don't even know what the words are. I think it's time to
Website,
go.
social medias.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
www.gettingitdaily.com. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and right here at YouTube.
Under the name.
Getting It Daily.
Yeah. Like and subscribe, share, comment, do it.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much. Until next time, I'm Coach Linden.
I'm
I'm Amy.
Signing off.
brother.
Peace.
Beep, beep.